What's up, everybody? Today I'm excited to announce my guest. He's a member of the All-MAC third team, a recent Boston College transfer, and a 2021 NFL draft prospect. Chibueze Onwuka, how's it going, my guy?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your hometown of Bowie, Maryland, and what makes it so special?
My hometown, Bowie, is located in Prince George's County, Maryland. So it's a it's a community that's really together. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's pushing everybody to do great. It's a predominantly black neighborhood and community. So everybody's just looking for each other's best interest. There's a lot of guys from this county that were in the draft this year or are going to be in the draft next year. So I think it's a it's a county that's filled with a lot of talent, a lot of prospect that some people may not really know about. But I think uh, my area is on the rise.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually familiar with it because your guys' minor league baseball team plays ours in Erie quite a bit. So y'all took that title last year, so we got to get that shit back. But you had a bit of an interesting decision coming out of high school. You were a standout wrestler and also a very good defensive tackle. You had 60 tackles, 13 sacks your senior year. Can you take us into like your recruiting process of both like wrestling and football, and then kind of how you ended up at Buffalo?
So I was kind of a late bloomer for football because I didn't start playing until my sophomore year. I actually got cut my freshman year because I've never played football before, and it was a new thing for me. I've always played like soccer or basketball. I really never really put on pads and really played football. So I tried out my freshman year and I got cut from the football team. So um, my sophomore year, I made the team on JV and I played O line and D line, but it was really confusing for me because I didn't really understand anything. So I was just really just running around trying to see what's going on. Then my junior year is when I started to actually have to start getting some playing time, and that was one of the best teams that my school ever had. We were undefeated and stuff like that, but I was playing behind a lot of good guys, but that was the first time I actually played D line, and I honestly didn't like it. So I elected to play a different position, and I think that was one of the decisions that kind of put a curb on my recruiting because I feel like if I had just stayed if I had just stayed on the D line, I probably would have had a good year because I was getting some good playing time. But when I switched positions, I wasn't getting as much playing time. But it was my senior year for football. That's when I kind of really started to understand the game, and everything became easier in a way. So that was the first time I really that's the first time I really felt like I was making an impact on the field. And it was at that point it was just like the most important part of your junior year. You know what I mean? So if you don't really have a good junior year, it's hard to get recruited as a senior. I had some D1 AA interest, but I didn't really have any. I didn't have any offers, but I had a couple of D2, D3 offers. But I decided that I kind of felt like I belong on a different scale, different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So that just my mindset for football. But I also did wrestle from my sophomore year to my senior year. My senior year, I had an undefeated season. I was the first state champion in my school's history. And yeah, I was getting recruited for wrestling more than football, but wrestling is kind of different for how you get scholarships and stuff like that. So they kind of like you kind of go there, spend a year. If you win a championship, you get more money. It's kind of like who they need the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew that if I wanted to get my school paid for, it would have to be through football. So I decided my coach helped me. He hooked me up with the coaches in Buffalo, but they wanted me to go to a junior college first before I came to the school. It was during that period where I realized that just not being away from football for one season and just watching everybody else do it, I wanted to be part of that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So halfway through the wrestling season, I decided that I wanted to like forego the rest of the season to pursue football. So then the next semester I ended up walking on the Bulls, Buffalo Bulls football team, and it was like almost like instant. They just was like, yeah, we think you have good ability, stuff like that. And the next fall, this is my like probably my second full year ever playing football. So it was straight from high school with only 2 years of experience straight to college was a really big jump for me personally. But I see myself as a quick learner. So after like one season, I was after one like spring, that's all I really needed to understand. Like, okay, this is a new level. This is what I need to do, and I put in extra work to get to where I was and build up from there. So that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, for sure. And you made a great decision, my guy, because you've been a dog on the football field. You had a great career at Buffalo. You ultimately decided to transfer this offseason to Boston College. Last year they did struggle against the run. I think they ranked 100th as far as run yardage allowed went per game in 2019. So what led to your decision to transfer there?
The main reason was because I wanted to compete in a higher league, the MAC. Some people may look at it as this, but I wanted to kind of challenge myself. They have a good O line. So they have some of the best O linemen in the ACC. So I wanted to really see if if what level I'm on compared to them. See if I'm really as good as I think I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted to give myself a little challenge, especially you play tougher teams and more talented guys. So I wanted to increase the level of competition in that sense. I also wanted because I feel like with the new coaching staff they had their coaching styles were what really attracted me the most. And I think because they're defensive minded coaching staff, because their head coach is a Ohio State's defensive coordinator last year, I think they have a lot of good stuff going on. I think it's a program where I could come in and make a direct impact, and on the field, whoever I'm playing next to, I can make a direct impact on me, and I can also come in and take a leadership role, get those guys to rally behind me and stuff like that.
I agree with that completely because you had a massive jump from 2018 to 2019 as far as statistics go. And you were considered to be one of the top defensive tackles in the entire transfer portal. How much interest was there in you throughout the transferring process, and what schools were interested in all that?
I think I was in the beginning was when it was the most like first couple of days. I maybe got interest from over like 20 schools. I think half of them were double A schools, but a lot of them were big names, mostly from Pac-12. But I ultimately didn't want to go that far away from home. I also got schools like Marshall. Late in my recruiting, I got Baylor and some interest from Texas and stuff like that. But I didn't want to go too far away. But yeah, I was getting a lot of interest. At the end of the process, I probably had maybe over 20, 25 options I could pick from. But I feel like Boston was giving me the best, was giving the most interest out of all those other schools.
Yeah, for sure. So rank the importance of these next three words in order as far as you personally. Film study, and then weight training, and then practice. What's the most important? Rank them in order for me.
Um, I'll probably go with first, I would say practice.
Practice is the most important.
Yeah, but I say practice is the most important. Then I'll go with film study and weight training.
Perfect. Um, what's your best trait that you think will help you stand out to NFL scouts?
I think my best trait is just that I'm a happy, outgoing guy. I love to learn. I love to study the game. I love to be around football. So I think that football lifestyle I live is I'm all about the game. So I feel like they'll see that and I feel like they want more guys like that. They're ready to come in and understand and love football. That's the most important part. You have to love football if you really want to play at the next level.
Right. And I think the majority of like NFL players who have a lot of success at the NFL level are guys kind of similar to you who just like fall in love with the game as they get older in like their high school careers. So you're going to love the game for longer, which you know, is going to give you a longer career in the long run. So that's definitely a standout trait. So give us one area you think you could improve in.
One area I think I could improve in is I would probably say hmm, I really want to be able to affect the pass more, like bat more balls down and stuff like that. And yeah, I feel like I did a good job. Um, Based on the scheme we had at Buffalo, it wasn't really it wasn't really a job for the defensive tackles to be a big impact because most of the stunts we had we weren't involved in them really if I say that. So I'll say I want to be more involved in the pass game. And the ACC is a majority passing league, so I'll say I think I'll be able to make that jump if I put the extra work in.
Yeah, you're going to get some good film out there too. You got some good quarterbacks out there. But who's your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation, I think will probably be my dad because growing up he's been through a lot, so I think probably my dad.
For sure. Favorite college memory thus far?
Favorite college memory, it has to be the Bahamas Bowl. Last year it was a great time, great experience with some of my teammates, former teammates. So I think that was probably my best memory.
Yes, sir. Couple more questions. The first one, who's on your pregame playlist? Give us a couple
Pre-game
guys.
pre-game playlist. I gotta go with I throw some Drake in there. Definitely some Kanye, Kendrick Lamar. Basically some of the J. Cole, some of
Yes,
those
sir.
big kind of hype songs, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are the main guys on my pregame playlist, yeah.
For sure, for sure. One last question for you. You got any advice to the young athletes out there trying to get to that D1 level? Maybe just give them a little bit of advice of like how truly difficult it is to get at that level and then play well at that high level.
The main thing I don't really discourage anybody. The sky's the limit. Some people may have seen me out of high school and just thought, oh, he's done with football. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody should ever settle. Don't ever settle for less. Like I mean, if you have like if you're getting money to go to school, by all means, go that way if you feel like that's what you need to do. But me personally, I'm somebody that's never really satisfied where I'm at, which is why I'm in the position I'm here now. I always want to play at the best with the best. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there's no I don't really want to be complacent in any way. So that's what I would tell the upcoming recruits: is don't be complacent. Always strive to be your best. Always put in extra work. You never know who's watching and stuff like that. And the competition was, I mean, I feel like football is football. No matter what division you play at, it just at the end of the day, if you know football, you know football. I think the only thing that changes is just the athleticism of people. Who's they're bigger, faster, stronger. But at the end of the day, it's still fundamental football. If you play good fundamental football, no matter what division you are, I think you'll be a good player. And it just for D1 it's all about measurables. That's what mainly they're looking for. Who's this, who's that? But I'm a defensive tackle. I'm only 6 foot, so I made it this far just off skill, not really off measurables. I'm not off like physical measurables. So it's like if you really dedicate your time to the game, you can play on Division 1, any conference you want to.
facts. Well, thank you for your time today, my guy. I can't wait to watch you ball out your senior season and get that bag in the league next year. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I'll drop your Twitter and Instagram links in the bios of all the uploads and everything. So y'all make sure y'all go follow my guy. I appreciate it, my guy. Good luck your senior year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.